morning. Welcome to AVNewsCast.com.
People?
The number one news talk radio program in the Antelope Valley, and it's Friday.
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
It is for me.
Yeah, I think it is. Well, I don't know about me, because I got a feeling I'm working on Saturday.
I'm off to Paramount.
Yeah, I've been really, really busy the last few weekends. So this weekend, it's all about me and Orange is the New Black.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because that's out today.
That's today?
Yeah.
Was that a Netflix thing?
Yes.
Oh, right on. Okay.
I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is.
What?
We've only talked about it. How many times, Jeff?
Oh, man.
I know, that's the one that I said, what time is it on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Netflix will get there soon.
For you?
No. Soon they'll start having programming that will be at a certain time.
I don't think so.
No, that's their niche.
Yeah,
that's
I think they've done well with their put the whole season out there thing.
I love it. Please give me the season all in one piece.
Okay. Hey, we endorsed a candidate running for LA County Sheriff, James Helmold.
Yes.
Who, he came in fourth place.
Yeah.
Okay. And who had the position until yesterday of being assistant sheriff.
Oh.
Wow.
So he
that's
lost
some sour grapes.
He lost the election.
Wow.
Dang.
On Tuesday, and then was demoted.
That's dirty.
24 hours later. Now, current acting sheriff says that this had nothing to do.
Oh.
Okay.
Hang on, because people listen to the show. That it had nothing to do with politics whatsoever.
What would it have to do with? He wasn't qualified?
Interim Sheriff John Scott, and he delivered the bad news to Helmold via telephone.
Oh.
Not even face-to-face.
Oh.
He said that James Helmold rose through the ranks too quickly. Okay? So he just brought him down one notch from assistant sheriff to chief. And he said, this is going to be good for you. It'll give you an opportunity to gain a better understanding of what goes on.
A better understanding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we'll go from there. And then we'll see.
That stinks to me.
Get a better understanding of knowing your place.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I don't know. I don't know how that happens.
Yes, you do.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
I kind of do. I don't know. Well, we'll have to see what happens.
Well, I hope he stays strong and comes back later.
He'll stay strong, and he said, "You know what? I get it. It's the sheriff's prerogative. I'll be professional through good times and bad.
Yes.
I'm proud of this department. I'm happy to serve in whatever capacity they want.
Let's not get crazy now. Don't say you're proud of the department.
So his new position is
chief where?
Chief of countywide services. Okay, it's actually just one notch down.
Yeah,
okay?
I get it.
And Helmold is a young guy. He did run. I mean, he was the number 3 guy. Okay, in there. So they just brought him down one notch, and that's that.
But you know what? That's bull. Because the reason is because you kind of got here too quick. No, he got there because of his merit. He got there because of what he did as an officer. So that's not a reason.
Well, you know what?
The reason is
interim sheriff.
You didn't win, dude. So we got to check you because you thought you was a little too grown for your own britches.
You would think that, okay, and it would look like that.
Well, no. Now, there was no reason given.
Long Beach.
Where was the reason? You got here too quick.
How
was there a reason?
In the sheriff's department, okay, when you receive promotions. Normally, when you receive a promotion, you move up one notch.
Right.
Okay? In James Helmold's place, he moved up more than one notch.
But the point is that he was
given
that.
Where's the evidence that he wasn't capable of fulfilling the position that he had?
Okay, well,
where was he lacking?
I don't know, but Long Beach Police Chief Jim McDonald, who is clearly the front runner in running for sheriff, said that if he becomes elected, he's going to have a look at this.
At the fact that he was dropped?
Yeah, he says, I'll take a look at this.
Come on, stop playing.
And I'll develop my own personal plan when I become sheriff. So,
come on, stop playing. So we're supposed to believe. I just want to go with the whole line of thought. We're supposed to believe that this didn't come from him, and that he's trying to say that when he is in that spot, he'll reevaluate. Like,
I don't know.
This didn't come from him at all.
No, he's not.
That didn't come from him at all.
Yet.
Why would you think that it didn't come from him?
Oh, it didn't come from him. I don't know. You know what? I don't even want to speculate. Okay.
But it doesn't make any sense. Why would you change anything? It doesn't make any sense.
They did. They did. I'm bringing that up.
Jeff, why would you change anything if it didn't come from him? No, I mean, granted, he's not on the job yet, but he's got a call. He's got a phone call. Hey, dude, if you want to make sure that you're good, you're going to do this.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, but that's what happened. And in a little bit, we're going to talk about another LA County Sheriff's deputy who's charged with taking bribes. But before we do that, hey, there's something interesting happening across the country. Okay? And it's actually really interesting. Oklahoma yesterday, passing through their legislature, and the governor just signed a bill repealing Common Core from the state of Oklahoma.
Really?
This morning, as we sit here, North Carolina is moving to repeal Common Core.
Why?
Now, and here's the interesting thing. This is part of Washington. If schools adopt Common Core, in addition to whatever they receive, they get more money. Okay, so obviously, getting on the bandwagon and helping finance the schools, it makes sense.
Yes.
Now we're starting to see states that say, this Common Core thing's not quite working for us. It's not working for the kids.
But how long
and we're willing to give up the money.
How long did they work it?
Haven't you looked at those math problems?
I have, but you know what?
I looked at my kids' stuff already. It's nonsense.
I failed a couple of those math problems, okay? And I always thought 1 and 1 was 2. And now all of a sudden it's a whole different thing.
I've heard the talk about it, but I really didn't believe that it was as bad as all that. My grandson's math is coming out straight. I mean, it isn't weird.
Oh, what grade is your grandson in?
He's going to the 4th.
Yeah, you got to get up into a little different math.
Oh, okay.
And it gets weird.
It is.
Okay.
Even
it gets
Cindy.
Weird.
Cindy is brilliant with math, and she looks at this stuff and she's like, "Where's your book? Were you paying attention in class? What did your teacher say you have to do to?" It was like I've done things. They expect like 17 steps in something that.
Well, see, here's the thing that I like about Common Core. I like the critical thinking. I went to nursing school, and it was all about critical thinking.
Critical thinking is good.
Yeah, critical thinking, you can't remove that part, because this is what I think we have as a problem with our kids right now. They do this rogue memorization just until the test, and then it's out the door. So I like critical thinking, and I love that aspect of it. I don't know enough about it to make a comment. I mean, I see it all the time on Facebook.
Thinking in math, you've got 6 quarters, and you take away 2 quarters. That leaves you with 4 quarters. There's no deep philosophical.
No, not in math. I'm talking about in when you're learning and applying history. I just think that we could do so much better, specifically in history. We could do a much better job with our children when we're teaching them in school to make them better adults in the world and better to deal with other cultures and other people and other races.
Well, we really do need to rethink the way things are, because we simply have all the information in the entire world at our fingertips now.
Right.
You don't have to pack your brain full of that stuff, but
no,
you need to it goes with the critical thinking thing.
Right.
You need to be able to
know how to research it.
BS.
Yeah, and be able to filter out just like when you guys were so upset about that one project that the kids had to prove that the Holocaust happened. I didn't find that offensive. I found that it was going to be a tool to be able to teach, to ingrain to these children what the truth of the matter was. I didn't see it as a bad thing. If you wanted to say prove slavery or prove apartheid and the effects of it, I wouldn't have a bad taste in my mouth in that, because the truth of the matter is that apartheid happened, the Holocaust happened, all these things happened, and there's still a little.
But you don't have asses out there in the world that say slavery didn't happen. That say
no, but you do have asses in the world that says that slavery was a good thing. You do have that, and then
those are idiots.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, you do, and I mean they were on Facebook. Like,
that's different.
Don't believe the hype.
That's just stupid.
It is stupid, but what I'm saying is, if you make that a lesson to say, let's dissect it, let's see what the effect of the Holocaust was, let's see how it degraded, how it eliminated, how all of the effects. Why is that a bad thing? In my mind, it's not. In my mind, it's going to show these kids how we never want to get close to repeating something like that.
Well, you're
going to get soft-minded, putty-brained kids that are going to, a certain percentage, are going to believe the argument against it.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I think that when we don't deal with
it, and they had to find out somehow.
Right. No, and I get that. And you know what? Maybe you're right. But what I'm saying is, the way we teach history now, these kids are not coming out of school with the convictions that they should, that we have as adults, because we lived it. I went to school and there was 2 pages on slavery. I didn't want to know nothing about it because the shit was all bad. Like, ugh. And there was a point in my life that I was like, dang, black people just didn't have no backbone. Like, why didn't you fight? And because I didn't know anything about the great stories until I got out of school, Steve. Until I started looking at it. Mm-hmm. And it's horrible. Like, what do you mean? Why do I have to be out of school when this is part of my self-esteem and part of my identity? I have to learn that by myself? What, are you scared that we're going to do it again? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we need to give these kids the information.
The critical thinking aspect of Common Core, the governor in Oklahoma, Governor Mary Fallin, said, that's the aspect I want to keep. What I'm throwing out, though, what I'm going to throw out is the math and English standards of the Common Core. I'm throwing that out. Okay. The critical thinking I like, and I want to keep. 45 states across the country adopted the federal government's Common Core package.
Right.
Okay. And it wasn't really the federal government that came up with Common Core, but 45 states jumped in. Indiana was the first state to get rid of it completely. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now,
and Oklahoma, what though?
Now, well, you know what? They're gonna come up with their own whatever it is. Okay.
Good Lord.
But they don't like it. Okay. They're not going to do it. What's interesting though is North Carolina, just a year ago, won a federal grant to the tune of $400 million. Okay. Which in part had to do with the fact that they made changes to accept and operate under the Common Core standards.
Okay.
They're willing to leave that on the table.
I'm sure they're working around to get something else.
It's the same thing for me with immigration. It's the same thing with me for health care.
Mm-hmm.
I understand and I fully admit there are problems in both of these areas.
Mm-hmm.
I just disagree with the implementation that our government is going, and I think that's the same way with Common Core. I think there is a problem. We do need to rearrange things, but I don't care for this particular application.
I really think, to be fair about it, we should reach out to someone that knows Common Core really thoroughly so that we can get a full understanding on it, because it's just very convoluted.
And maybe next, I'd kind of like to do that, and we could speak with somebody here. We could reach out to Nancy Smith, the president of the Palmdale School Board, and see if she wants to come on and talk about that.
I would like to have 2 people in.
A pro and against. Yeah. We should try to do that. Because I would really like to find out. I mean, I went to a couple of school board meetings, and I really don't have a good understanding about what's 4th grade going to look like next year. And how is that different than last year?
What's interesting is in Oklahoma, they said if we kept Common Core one more year, it would have been implanted and integrated so firmly that it would have been very difficult at this point for us to get rid of it. So we're moving right now to do it. They asked the governor, Governor Fallon, in doing this, you're going to potentially leave a lot of money on the table. And she says, that's possible, and I'm not going to know until it happens.
Right.
And if it does happen, it's okay. We'll get by. Okay, we'll make it work. But this is not working for our kids. Okay, it's not working. So, it is. I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. I really don't. And I'd love to get some people on the show.
Yeah, we should work.
To go back and forth.
We should totally do that, because we need to know what our kids are in store for. Your son's starting high school, and you need to know how on track or off track or off kilter is going to be for him.
Yeah, there was a Common Core debate here. I don't know if it took place or not, but it was done by the guy with AV Biz Pro, and they were doing it at the Holiday Inn, I think. I don't know if it took place or it is going to take place. I haven't been able to attend many of their events because it's
7:00 in the morning on a weekday.
Yeah, or or in the middle of the day or something. But I don't know enough about it, but I'd like to know. A lot more about it.
I've got somebody in mind for the con side. Find somebody on the pro side, and we'll make this happen. It's something anybody who has a child has a stake in this.
I mean, regardless of if you have a child or not, you're still living on the planet that these kids are going to be running the show soon enough. So,
yeah, Neel Kashkari yesterday fired the first shot at Governor Jerry Brown, and he has now asked Governor Jerry Brown to debate him in at least 10 debates.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
And and Neel Kashkari said, I guarantee he's going to duck and hide underneath the desk, and he's going to avoid debating me at all.
Ooh.
And my answer to him is, hey, in 2012, you challenged Meg Whitman to 10 debates. All right?
How many happened?
She didn't run, so you know what? I don't want you to run either. But Governor Brown really doesn't need to debate this guy because his lead is so far ahead.
Yeah.
Okay? So far ahead.
Yeah, why potentially stick your foot in it?
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, we've got senators that are indicted on state and federal charges, and they're receiving 10% of the state's vote. Okay?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is nuts.
Lunacy.
It is. Yeah, it's really crazy. But Neel, he's the number 2 guy.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's a distant 2. It's a very distant 2.
I see a lot of his commercials.
You do? Mm-hmm. What is that, Time Warner you have?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one. I hear him on the radio.
Because you don't watch CNN.
I don't have Time Warner.
Okay.
They can't. I watch National. You're watching the regional.
You watch Fox.
You get a different kind of CNN.
Ken, you watch Fox.
I don't. Sometimes. I was watching Fox last night about U.S. Marine Bowe Bergdahl. They had 6 of his platoon guys on the show last night, and they were talking to them all. What was interesting is his platoon leader actually said, we need to hear from him.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
We're hearing from everybody.
Yes.
Okay? But we haven't heard from him.
Right.
We don't know, what he did. We don't know what happened. We do know that we got up in the morning.
And he wasn't there.
And he was gone.
Right.
And where they were, this little camp that they were at, it was not a big camp, and it was surrounded by a couple of trucks. There were a couple of tents. They were dug in and sandbagged, and there was some wire around. He said, but our whole encampment was an acre and a half. Okay, it was no big deal. And right outside of that
was
his scary zone. And sunlight came up, and they noticed he was gone. So 2 of them grabbed their weapons and started looking for him, and they ran into 2 kids that were on their way to school. And they said, hey, we just passed an American. And this doesn't look good because he's not dressed right. He doesn't have his weapon. Okay, and he's
chilling,
looking for the Taliban.
Yeah.
He asked.
With his
he wanted directions.
Yeah. Where's the Taliban?
Hey, where are they? What? Where's the nearest?
I'm done with this.
Yeah, he wanted directions.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of good things to say about him.
Yeah.
and they really question the fact that here we are saving this guy. What do you say to the 6 families of the 6 men that lost their lives while going to look for him?
I don't think that you have.
Okay.
That did you say anything, because everybody went in signing the dotted line with the intention to,
You took an oath. You took an oath
help America,
to watch your buddy's back.
Yeah,
you took an
yeah,
oath,
you
okay?
did. Yeah, you did.
And he broke that. And the Fox newscaster that was talking to these 6 guys asked them, raise your hand if you think he's a deserter. And they all raised their hand.
I think
okay?
he probably. I think he was a deserter too. All the evidence shows that.
Should he be prosecuted? Everybody said we need to hear from him first.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, look it! They didn't jump to it, Steve.
We
Benson.
hear the reports of him playing soccer and having a great time, and he was allowed to carry a sidearm. He had his own AK-47. He adopted Islam. They hear all these reports.
Taliban?
Yeah, they hear these reports.
That's all hearsay. Where are you getting that information from? You know
from
what I mean?
the Taliban.
Yeah, so of course they're going to soup it up. Of course they're going to say all those things.
Right.
But the bottom line is his intent when he joined the military was honorable.